Lokiaka Community Development Center has a vision that says including persons in their own development, just to capture it for us. And that made us ask ourselves questions about women and how they survive, women and their livelihoods, women and their health. And this pushed us into the grassroots area. Now, having worked in the grassroots area with women, especially those from the hard-to-reach area, or we call it difficult terrain, we got to know that they are all living in degraded ecosystem. Their livelihood sources have been denied. They have challenges with childbirth. They have challenges with their health. They have quite a lot of challenges, but we needed to see how we could address these issues. The United Nations Environment Programme report came up in the year 2011, which was a 3-year independent study they carried out on the Ogoni environment that talked about the level of degradation in the Ogoni ecosystem. It established various areas and communities in Ogoni land where degradations have taken place, especially that has to do with the water pollution, where the mangrove ecosystem have been destroyed, and so many things that came up. So this gave us an opportunity to look at what we could do to restore women's livelihoods for them. That took us to the issue of mangrove restoration. And why are we looking at mangrove? Mangrove has a lot of role to play in the life of the Niger Deltans. It is with the mangroves that we have the breeding spaces for our fishes, where they could have their eggs laid, where the birds also nest. It is through the mangroves that we have our seafoods, the clams, the oyster, the lobsters, and all that being formed too. But because of the enormous oil spills, all these were denied. They were all dead. They were all extinct from the environment. Based on that, women no longer had their own access to their livelihoods. So Lokiaka came in the year 2016 to say they want to restore mangroves for women, just to help our women make a living again. And we did that by way of assessing the various communities that are impacted, especially the coastal communities. We also looked at for the women who were now landless due to oil spills in their farmlands and all that. We brought them together and trained them on how to restore mangroves.
No, look straight.
My name is Baresidumbo. I'm a member of Lokiaka trainees. He trained me, and now, as I'm speaking to you, I have something to hold on to. Like, train me how to nose mangrove and other trees. And after nosing it, I sell it to the contractors. And by so doing, the contractor recognized me that I am one of Lokiaka's trainees. So they employed me. And now I'm doing very okay. The environment that I'm planting the mangrove now was so nasty. It was nothing before. But now, as I speak, that very place has become a mangrove area.
I am a member of Lokiaka trainees. Now I can teach people how to plant mangrove. I have benefited a lot from Lokiaka. Not only teaching people, I know what mangrove is all about now, because we are to restore mangrove where there was no mangrove before. We don't have even fish, periwinkle and crabs in our rivers. But now, because of Lokiaka have trained us on how to plant mangrove and restore it back, all these things are being restored back by Lokiaka.
Each community we get into, we try to galvanize the people, train them, and then also share rules.
My community is Teenema. We are going to plant the mangrove, and other women from another communities, they are here with us to teach us how to plant the mangrove. And we know that through this mangrove, what we lost for some time, we are now to revive all. Because if we go to our fishing, we cannot catch crab, premico, crayfish. All those things was disappear from our fishing. And now we know that, as we even heard from other women, they told us that all those things, they have now restored back to their own different community. And we know that through the mangrove, we will restore our own back. So with Lokiaka, we know that everything we are doing here, we restore it back.
With that, Lokiaka has been able to restore 2.6 million mangroves in Ogoni land alone. We took this from our first planting area, which also serves as our study site, that is Yata waterfront. We've also done much, as we did a lot of planting at Bodo to support the Bodo mitigation initiatives and process. Each community we get into, we bring in a different pattern of mangrove planting, so that we'll have it as our niche, we'll have it as our symbol that this was what Lokiaka did. We've trained above 300 women today in mangrove restoration, and our women are also part of the women supplying mangroves to the Bodo Remediation Initiative and also to the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project. We are very, very excited about the work we are doing, and that today, through Lokiaka's initiative, women could earn a living, even while we are still waiting for the actual restoration of the Ogoni environment. Because we are also keen into the UN ecosystem decade on restoration, we are pegging our work in the cultivation and restoration of 5 million mangroves in the Niger Delta area as part of our contribution to the UN decade on ecosystem restoration. Teenema community is a fishing and of course a farming community. They have a major challenge with their river, their ecosystem, which is the invasion of Nipa palm. So Nipa palm has taken over their rivers, and mangrove are less than 1% present in that community. We are not just going to restore mangroves, we are clearing Nipa palms and replacing all those Nipa palm invaded area with mangroves. We'll be mobilizing the community women and also bringing in other women mangrove planters that we've trained for them to learn from them on how we do our mangrove cultivation. You move it like this. You plant here, she will plant here. As you move your hand like this and plant here, she will plant here. That is how it's supposed to be. We want to recall that the UNEP report stated that it's going to take between 25 to 30 years to clean, remediate, and restore the Ogoni environment. And the work of Lokiaka today is a fast-tracking effort to see that women make a living from it, because the same report also established that the life expectancy of the Ogoni people is 45 years. And we saw that to be that it's going to be a near generation of a people before the restoration could actually take place. And then we talk about attenuation, and at the same time, having these livelihoods restored for the people to go back to it. So what we are doing is nibbling it in the bud and taking it up ahead of the time UNEP stated for the restoration of the Ogoni environment, to create an enabling environment for women to still make a living from it. So we are excited about it, and that is spurring us to do more. Lokiaka believes that in the next 5 years that we should be able to have restored a minimum of 5 million mangroves. So if we have support, we want to believe that we can still do more than that in the area. We are also very grateful to some of our funders who had also seen to the extent of what we have done on mangrove restoration. We are excited about some of what we've gotten from Land is Life, Cultural Survival, GAGA, which is the Global Alliance for Green and Gender Action, Mama Cash, our core funders, and of course what CS Fund is doing for us through the Ties Foundation. Lokiaka Center's vision is to have a society where people are involved in their own development. So we need concerted effort to see that the Niger Delta ecosystem, especially the mangrove ecosystem, is restored. And this cannot be done in isolation. This cannot be done without government support, international donor organization support. This cannot also be done without having an enabling environment in the communities. We have started the process of restoring mangroves in the Niger Delta, starting with the Ogoni environment. We want to believe that other civil society actors can also buy into what we are doing. We also believe that the embassies, the international community can also see the need to restore the Niger Delta ecosystem. And that is what we have started, and we want to see it further beyond what we have today. We are also excited because we are seeing huge successes. Women are happy each time they see themselves in the rivers walking, because that is where they have the interaction. So they shouldn't be denied that access to the habitats that they love and they find themselves right from their childhood. So this going forward, I want to believe that we can actually restore the Niger Delta ecosystem if concerted effort is put in.